Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a nice one for you. It is going to be the Han v Han mirror match. I don't think we have one of those on our channel yet, and I'm excited to showcase this matchup. I actually like my Han build in the mirror versus a lot of those other Han deck lists out there, and we will talk about that more as the video goes on. But let's just get right into it, guys. I'm excited for this game. So this is going to be round 4, I believe, of our showdown. We were both 3-0. Han decks go Han. The reason I like my deck a little bit more in the mirror is I'm playing usually 1 to 2 more 7 drops. Usually the same number of home ones. This tournament ended up being a best of 1, so I was actually running maining all 3 of my home ones instead of signing the third. We also play a lot more looks in our deck, more value cards like Ezra, C-3PO, and R2-D2. Those cards all help you get more cards in your hand and filter out the bad cards. In the Han mirror match, you really want to resupply. The early damage, in my opinion, does not really matter at all. So he's play cards like Greedo, where I play cards like, again, C-3PO and R2-D2, cards that don't really do as much damage, but make sure that our hands have higher quality. So we do get a draw off C-3PO, which means we are closer to finding the resupply. I think if we could see our hand right now, we don't have a resupply, but we do have U-Wing, which is really important. Looks like he smacks me in the face for 3, and I just trade right back in with the C-3PO. He does use its effect, hits the event, and we lose our unit. That's another reason I don't like Greedo, is you can lose like really valuable cards. Like, for example, if he milled his resupply there, well, now he's not getting a resupply when he could have drawn it, right? You could hit your U-Wing, you could just hit your home one, you could hit important units. So I do have the resupply, which is really nice. I don't remember when I got it, but you know, maybe that extra look off the C-3PO helped us. I don't care about taking 6 damage this turn. I don't really think tempoing out Falcon is very good. I actually don't really like Falcon at all in this matchup because you sometimes find yourself into the trap of playing it. So right now we have like an interesting concept to talk about. Is I'm going to be going to 5 resources, so I could use Han ability go to 6, summon Han, swing. The only problem with that is if he taps down Han with an ability, we get incredibly punished. So and if my opponent has the 3 resources up, I usually assume the other Han is playing like Leia or something to tap down our Han. So I probably don't take that risk because then you just lose for no reason. I'm not behind at all. Like, yeah, I've taken 6. Yeah, he has a unit on the board, but that doesn't matter. Han creates very wide fields really fast, and if you can do that before your opponent, it doesn't really matter about this chip damage that you're taking in the beginning of the game. So you can see I'm thinking about it for a second because I do have the Han Solo, I do have the U-Wing, but I've learned from my mistakes and I don't really want to Han ability here. If I do it next turn, it's just a lot safer, and because I'm already 1 turn ahead of him, it could be hard. But I do go ahead and use Han ability. It looks like I have 2 3-drops, so I could make the play if he doesn't use his resources, like he just passes or something. I would make the play just to play 2 3-drops. He ends up playing Spark, which works out for us. So like if you look at my hand, so I'm gonna like pause the video really fast. If you look at my hand, I do have 2 3-drops. So I would only do this Han play if like, so let's say he just passed and had all his resources up. I would have then played 2 3-drops because I don't want to summon Han and get punished there. I'll just summon Han next turn. Another reason that you don't want a Han ability is because of Spark of Rebellion, which we actually didn't talk about, but he played it, if you don't have the 2 7-drops. I put the 2 7-drops to the right because he should be picking one of those, but he probably picks the U-Wing here every time. But I would actually say Han is really, really good in this mirror, which we'll see soon. But you don't also want to fall into this Spark of Rebellion trap, so you want to make sure that you have at least 2 7-drops when you make this play. So there's a lot of things to consider before you use Han ability, but if I had like a 3-drop, you know, and a 2-drop, maybe I just wouldn't have used Han ability here. But I was kind of see like, hey, maybe a little skill check for him, maybe he'll just play out a 3-drop and I'll super Omega punish, instantly win the game. So I was giving a little bit of skill check here too as well. I think he does make the right play of going Spark. But unlucky for him, we have 2 7s. So now we can summon Han without fear and bring out our other Han from our hand. Now, while that doesn't feel great because our 7-drop Han isn't getting any value, just the fact that it's on the field makes this game incredibly hard for him, because that means he can never summon his Han Solo because we just would immediately kill it, right? And because I resupplied, I am like Omega ahead right here. Definitely okay if you guys don't exactly understand, but you will see as the game progresses why I am so ahead, even though I'm behind on damage. So we hit him for 4 with Han. He takes the initiative. And then I debate a little bit about playing, a couple of 3-drops and a 1-drop because it's the same. But then I realized just like they're not doing anything. So I'd rather just summon out Big Boy Han. Obviously, I didn't tap all my resources, but the turn's over, right? So it doesn't matter. But yeah. I'm a little bit nervous that I won't be able to bring out a 7-drop Han next turn because I have to kill 2 resources right now. And he has the initiative. So if his first play is to tap down my leader Han, I'm not going to be able to summon out 7-drop Han. So that's another reason to get it out now. Now I'm just putting cards in my yard for home 1 if it comes up this game. You just want to have a variety of cards. Sometimes you could do some baiting and stuff, but here he is. So he has to think about paying for the Millennium Falcon again. Okay, I'm not really concerned about this 3 damage. He's just using less resources every turn, which works for me. So I think he only has 5 because we're still 1 ahead. So he only has 4 up, right? Oof, only 4 up. And that's how strong resupply is, guys. And if we both resupply, then you are playing like this value game and just looking for card quality, which again, I like the C-3PO and the R2-D2 and the Ezra because we're checking out our cards. So we both just hit each other. Again, I'm not really in fear of dying at all. I'm going to keep up my Han as long as I can so he cannot summon his leader. And I think he's thinking about how to go about this. This is just real difficult for him. Because let's say, it's hard to see his hand, but I think I saw a waylay. If he waylays my Han, I mean, that doesn't really do anything, right? I could just pass or resummon Han. I probably wouldn't pass, though. So what I would do, if he waylays my Han, I'd probably just resummon Han, and he can summon his leader out, which is totally fine. Looks like he does just give me a pass to see what I do. And I do use my resources for Echo Base Defender. I really like this play because now I'm protecting my Han Solo. So if he has anything with ambush or thing, he has to go through the Sentinel first, which is just super annoying for him. But we can talk about him like using Waylay. If he used Waylay on my Han Solo and I replayed Han, he would be tapped out for the turn. So even if he summoned Han Solo the leader, I would just take initiative and then my Han Solo would kill his leader. And the next turn he would still be at 6 resources. And because I just killed his leader unit, he couldn't use Han leader ability, and he would just be trapped at 6 forever while I still have my leader and Han on the field. And you can see this is just a really tough situation for him, and that Millennium Falcon is doing nothing. So we did not care that, we've gotten hit by it, 2-3 times. In this mirror match, I don't really care about the early damage. I just care about, overwhelming the board and then just, hitting them for a lot. Like if you think about the damage we have right now, it's 14. 2 14s, and that's his whole life total. So the early damage doesn't really matter here. He does go ahead and waylay it just to save himself some life. But, I feel like I'm in a great spot. I just play another 3 dropout, and he now is in this, again, position where he could bring out Han and swing into my Echo Base Defender. The only problem is his following turn is going to be very bad. And for him to bring out Han this turn, he has to waste a card from his hand. So he's not really gaining any value by trading into that Echo Base Defender for free. And right now, I think he's just thinking if he should do that or not. Actually, we were talking about it. I gave him a no. I was like, are you sure you want to do that? This was, I do know this guy, so we were being pretty friendly. But I was saying that he probably should never summon Han here because I just kill it for free with my 7-drop and then hit him in the face for like 7. And then, you just, the way that life will work is it's just very doomed for him. So we'll see what he ends up doing, though. Like, summoning Han does get rid of my Sentinel, so you could be using it for that way. But I really think if he's going to come back in this game and have any shot, he needs to have a 7-drop turn. And the only way that happens is if he doesn't summon Han and he resources next turn with a leader ability, plays his U-Wing or his Han from hand, and then summons leader. The only problem is, yeah, that's a little bit slow. And in the meantime, he could be taking 10 damage. But he could crawl back from 10 damage, I think, depending on how good his U-Wing is. He does just end up grabbing initiative, and I play R2-D2. Not really a big deal here. Send the card to the bottom. Must not be what we want. Cards that we're looking for here, if you guys are curious, are just more 7-drops or Home 1. Or, you know, even Fleet Lieutenant is pretty good here to get in some extra sneaky damage. But Home 1 would definitely seal the deal in this game every time. So we're definitely looking for Home 1. I think I just resourced a Waylay. I asked myself, what would I ever need to bounce? Nothing. But I'm unsure. Hard to see what I resource. But I would, if you guys have Waylay in the late game and you're like ahead on board, you know, don't feel like you need to keep it. Like, I don't know what card he would be playing where I would need to Waylay. Yeah, we do resource it. So we have an Akbar, I think a Fleet Lieutenant, and 7-drop solo. So we're feeling pretty good. So yeah, so now I think he needs to use Han ability and U-Wing. He does have a 6-drop ambush in his hand, so he could be doing that on the Echo Base Defender. The only problem is he still couldn't summon Han if he does that. So I really think he needs to yeah, I really think he needed to do the U-Wing play this turn. I think he needed to do something that like heavily impacted the board. This just gets rid of my Sentinel, and now he's taking 8. Also, we can see that, you know, Millennium Falcon eventually had to return to his hand, so I just like technically removed it for free, which is pretty nice. We swing with the Ezra first to get that value to see if we can play anything from the top of our deck. We might not want to because we have a Han, so I'd have to be like very enticed to play this card. Like Akbar is dealing with his squadron. The threat of me having Han in my hand deals with him like not playing leader. So now he's like kind of like in this rock and a hard place where he either has to pass or take initiative. And I've decided that now I'm okay with him summoning out Han because he, again, didn't use his 7-drop play. So he definitely gets a 7-drop play next turn. So now a 4/6 actually just is a body, and I'm okay with him having a body. I'm just trying to end the game here. I definitely do actually like this play. I feel like he's really enticed to swing Han into one of my units, and I have the Akbar. I also have a Fleet Lieutenant. So I think I go 4 to the face here. At least that's what I should be doing. Yep, so we do go 4 to the face. He's down to 15 either way. We have 3 more up, and the Fleet Lieutenant would be 5 more, putting him to 10. And we definitely have 10 power on the field. I probably like Akbar here, though, as well, because it deals with his squadron. But there you go. So he does Han, and he takes a free trade. So now my Akbar gets to kill solo, or I can R2-D2 into his Han and play the Akbar and kill the rogue squadron skirmisher, and then he has no board. So I guess I elect for a little bit of value here, but I don't think it's wrong to just send everything to the face as well. He summons out his Greedo, which, again, good for him. I do like the rogue skirmisher with Greedo combo and feeling like you have a lot of Greedo looks throughout the game. But yeah, so he now has a 3-1. You know, life is like pretty close, but as you see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 units on the field. I still have my leader. I think like the best thing he could probably do is play 7-drop Han and killing my Han Solo. But even if he does that, he'd be taking 3, 4, 5, 6, going down to 9, and I can Han back his Han. And then, you know, he's still just in this really, really tough spot. We should also be at 8 resources, so if we did ever top deck a home one, that'd be very, very doomed for him. He probably just goes Greedo into R2 right now. But he could also U-Wing first. If he has 7-drop Han, he can think about doing that first. A lot of different plays. We're cooking still with the Fleet Lieutenant and Han Solo. And it looks like we do have the home one. So as soon as I probably see that home one, I'm like, this game is over. I'm feeling really good. He definitely never comes back from it if I decide to home one. And it's really funny that our Han got waylaid, and just like the threat of it all game ended up doing really good. He is able to do 2 damage to something. Because he did 2 damage to my Han, we probably swing with it right away. Yep. He now has 11 life left. Oh, I did forget to mention, because this is a showdown and it was like at a weird time, we ended up doing just a best of one. So this is only going to be one game, guys, that you see in the mirror match. But hopefully you learned maybe a little bit something, at least what to look for. Again, we're looking for value plays or just to be incredibly fast. But don't take the risky plays, because Han does have a lot of punishing things to tap your leader or to use Spark of Rebellion. So that's a nice little recap for you. So now he's thinking what to do. Probably wants to play the U-Wing. But as you guys see, like waiting to bring out Han ended up being, I think, a lot more beneficial for him than doing it the turn before. Because at least Han was able to pressure out a unit and get attacked back from a unit on the field instead of just getting ambushed. He plays another squadron skirmisher. Again, I don't know how much I like avoiding U-Wing 2 turns in a row. I guess we were talking about value, and yeah, this card does bring out the Greedo, but I really don't think Greedo does too much right now. And we just slam down home one, which is not good for him, because then he would have to start like his turn with a Waylay. But because home one can bring back Millennium Falcon, which is its true purpose in this deck, besides, you know, just destroying Sabine right away, is to come back with home one just for some extra pressure and damage. So, you know, we're going to put him down to 6. And you guys know that I have the Fleet Lieutenant, so it's going to be rough for him. Home one getting the incidental healing does not hurt as well. So we've only taken 10 this game, and he's taken 24. And yeah, he just concedes. So probably because he didn't have an out to the home one. Yeah. If you guys saw my deck list videos, we're actually going to change Gamorrean Guard for Homestead Militia. I initially wanted the Gamorrean Guard because I didn't really care that it cost 1 more. And I was thinking that when I played it, I probably almost always get Han out the next turn against aggro decks. And so it would actually gain Sentinel the same exact point as a Homestead Militia. But Homestead Militia costs 3, and I think has a little bit more reliable Sentinel than the Gamorrean Guards. And the 3 is really nice because I'm already playing like 27 3-drops. And if I'm able to play 2 or 3 more, like that really helps my C3PO hits. I do like kind of a little bit sad losing that 1 HP or the 1 attack, because I was more thinking about like Sabine's 4-drops or 4/4s as well, and this trades really well into them. But we're going to see. I'm going to be trying out Homestead Militias instead of the Gamorrean Guards. It might end up being better. But again, losing that 1 attack could be relevant against certain things. I don't know. But yeah, that's it, everyone. Well, if you guys enjoyed my video, you know, let me know. If you guys want me to make a certain type of video, I don't know exactly what is helpful to you guys and not, so like let me know and I will make videos on that. So yeah, I have a couple more showdowns coming up. I ended up finishing top 4. We lost to a Palpatine list, sadly. I think I got a little bit of outdrawn, but I don't like blaming it on that. I'll blame it on the fact that it was best of 1 still in top 8, and I really think if we had a 2 out of 3 shot, I would have had a much better time. Especially being able to utilize my sideboard. I think Han has really, really good game 2 and 3s because of the sideboard. But, you know, it is what it is. We have another showdown like next week or something, and we'll keep you guys updated. But thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, peace.